Hey everyone, welcome to today's Cornerstone Connection. My name is Nate Carter, and today we're in Psalm 55, and we see the psalm and prayer of a man who is being attacked, and he's being attacked in the worst way possible. He's being attacked by a betrayer, a close friend who has hurt him. Listen to my prayer, O God. Do not ignore my plea. Hear me and answer me. My thoughts trouble me, and I am distraught because of what my enemy is saying, because of the threats of the wicked. I want you to notice here how David begins the psalm. I think sometimes we kind of get down on ourselves because, well, we should be more faithful, we should be more trusting, we should know that the Lord is gonna rescue us, and so it gives me words to put to my own prayers when David's starting off with, "Listen to me, God. Do not ignore my plea. Hear me and answer me." It's just it's very human, isn't it? It reminds us that even though, yes, we do have faith, yes, we do have trust, there are those times where we just need to cry out to God and just kind of throw it out there in front of Him and call out to Him and say, "Where are you?" And I love that we can connect with David there in that way. In verse 6, David says, "Oh, that I had the wings of a dove, I would fly away and be at rest." And I think that we see here just the depths of how much David is in pain. He wants to escape it all. He's depressed. He wants just his life to end. Now, that's not an excuse to take matters into your own hand and end your life, but it's just saying this is how much it hurts. And again, just this humanizes this man after God's own heart, and I think helps us to understand that when we struggle in similar ways, we're not alone. But even David and many others in the Bible experienced the same kind of hurt and agony and questioning and wondering as we experience today. In verse 12, it opens up, it reveals what's going on. "If an enemy were insulting me, I could endure it. If a foe were rising against me, I could hide. But it is you, a man like myself, my companion, my close friend." Have you ever been betrayed by a friend? Have you ever been in a situation where someone that you love dearly has done something terribly hurtful to you? This is what David has experienced, and some commentators think that this is also a messianic prophecy that foretells when Jesus would be betrayed by Judas, one of his 12 closest friends who would betray him. "Evening, morning, noon, I cry out in distress, and He hears my voice." Verse 17. This is a reminder to us that when we're in those times of distress, to lean into God and to pray over and over throughout your day, to pray without ceasing. I've often encouraged many of you to take some time to fast, where you're taking food out of the equation, and as soon as you feel those hunger pangs, it's a reminder to pray and ask God to intervene in your life. "Cast your cares on the Lord," verse 22 says, "and He will sustain you. He will never let the righteous be shaken." He will sustain us. I was talking to a friend who was going through just a hard time, like an unfair, difficult time. It's not quite a betrayal, but it is kind of like a season of ministry where this person is feeling like, I'm trying to fulfill what I feel like God has called me to do, but I keep failing. I keep finding myself not able to finish the job. And what's going on? But this person was saying that during those times of questioning and wondering and hurt and feeling like this person's life had no direction, those were the times where this person leaned into God, as the Psalm here says, morning, evening, or morning, noon, and night, leaning into the Lord and finding that He was sustaining this person, and that this was a time where this person felt closer to God than in the normal times when things are just kind of going well, right? And I think the Lord loves this, and if you're a parent, you know that too. When your kids are hurting, when little kids, maybe they've hurt themselves physically. Older kids, maybe they're struggling emotionally, and they come in and they lean into you, and they just want to be held, and they just want time together. They don't necessarily even need to talk about it. They just want to be held. And those are the times that I think the Lord loves too, when we're struggling, maybe even when we're betrayed, and we have the opportunity just to lean into the Lord. And if you're like me in those circumstances and you look back on that time and you realize, wow, I was closer to God then than in the normal times of life. Again, we're never promised that life is going to be easy. In fact, that one of the few promises about our life is that we're going to endure hardship. And when we do, we lean into the Lord and we trust that He will sustain us. If that's where you are today, lean into Him and watch how your relationship with God grows closer. And as you look back on this time, you'll realize He was with you all along and He sustained you. God bless you. We'll see you next time on the Cornerstone Connection.